What is going on, everyone? Thank you and welcome back to a brand new episode of Coffee with a Bearded Reviewer. I'm your friendly neighborhood coffee snob, and I just want to say thank you so much for watching. And let's get started with today's video, as I am talking about my own personal list of my most top 10 anticipated movies of 2022. That's right, 2021 is over. Let's get started with a brand new year and looking forward to some amazing movies that I hope that will be good. So let's get started.
Number 10.
So at number 10 is Avatar 2. Now I have to say this right off the bat, is that Avatar 2 has been delayed so many times in like the last 10 years. At this point, it feels like that this movie is just kind of like, it's one of those movies that is all like, is it gonna come out or is it not? So like, that's why it's on the bottom part of this list. But I'm still hoping, I'm just hoping that we might potentially get a trailer this year, and hopefully I might potentially see this movie coming out in December or something. But whatever happens is that I'm still excited to see the second Avatar, and hopefully that this is going to be just as good as the first one. And the fact that it's directed by Michael Bay, not Michael Bay, but James Cameron. And he's one of those particular directors that has directed nothing but masterpieces. Like, he's done, obviously, Avatar, the Titanic, The Abyss, Terminator 2, some of the greatest movies ever made that just like further developed how we view cinema.
Number 9.
At number 9 is Aquaman, The Lost Kingdom. And I just have to tell you is that I really enjoyed the first one. It did have some issues, but overall, with that movie, it was just heavy action, which was truly fantastic. And it just had like this feel-good movie. A lot of it was very corny, it was very cheesy, but they just completely emphasized on how corny and cheesy Aquaman is, and they just brought it up to 11. And I think that's the reason why that I enjoy it, just because they were so self-aware of how corny the character is, but they just somehow made a way to make him be corny but also badass at the same time. I think that was like the strongest point of the movie, and I'm really hoping that that's what they're gonna do with this one.
Number 8.
And that number 8 is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them: The Secrets of Dumbledore. And it was just not long ago that we finally got to see a trailer for it, and this movie just blew me away. Like, just everything about it just looked fantastic, pun intended. But anyways, that like this movie, it looks like they're trying to like mix up some things, because it felt like that some of the stuff that didn't work in the previous two, it looks like that they're trying to like make some fixes, and hopefully that they're going to change the formula that way that this one will feel more like you're almost watching a Harry Potter movie, but a prequel to Harry Potter, because this will be at the time when Voldemort could potentially be a kid at this point. So I think it would be kind of cool if there are some teases that could lead up to the rise of Voldemort and the fall of Grindelwald. So hopefully this movie will be good, and I'm just excited to see what this movie will do.
Number 7.
At number 7 is Sonic 2. Sonic 1, it was just a blast. There was nothing very special about it, but the very reason why that it just became such like a household movie is just because of that whole controversy that came out when they released the very first trailer. Horrible design of Sonic, and the director was all like, oh wow, you guys don't like this design. Okay, we'll delay the movie, we'll make Sonic look better. And sure enough, that really helped out the movie so much. And Jim Carrey was one of the biggest highlights of the entire film, and he's back in this one. And I love Jim Carrey as an actor. Like, he's really funny. He can actually be a really good actor if he wants to. And just the fact that he's coming back, and you also got like other characters such as Knuckles and Tails, and I actually used to play Sonic as a kid when I was still living in California with my best friend. So like, there's a part of Sonic that is very nostalgic for me because it was part of my childhood. Anyways, that like, I'm excited for this one, and hopefully it will hold up.
Number 6.
At number 6 is The Flash. Now, this is a movie that I'm also telling you that there's definitely some nostalgic bait in this one, but I'm really hoping that they are gonna take all of what they have done, especially with the Suicide Squad. I'm not talking about the crap fest of 2016. I'm talking about the new one that came out just last year. And so hopefully that like they will be looking at everything that was right about Zack Snyder's Justice League, everything that was right about the Suicide Squad. So I'm just hoping that with this movie, even though that we got Michael Keaton coming back as Batman, but we're also getting Ben Affleck as Batman. So there's going to be a couple different variations of Batman, and it's already clear that we're getting different variations of the Flash. So I'm just really hoping that this movie is going to do very well with the Flashpoint story, because the Flashpoint is by far one of the greatest Flash stories in comic books. So I'm just really hoping that they will do this justice. Pun intended.
Number 5.
At number 5 is The Northman. Now, The Northman, it's kind of like this underdog kind of movie of 2022, but I am excited for a movie like this because I have never seen any good Viking-like movies in recent memory, but anytime when anyone has tried to tackle a Viking movie, it was just like, crap. But the fact is that this is going to be a Viking era time period film, and it's got a cast very widespread, and it's got Willem Dafoe. So anytime when you have Willem Dafoe in your movie, you know it's going to be a good one, because Willem Dafoe does not like working for crappy movies. So just the fact that he's tied to it, and it's directed by the guy that gave us The Lighthouse, that also had Willem Dafoe and also Robert Pattinson in it. I mean, yeah, if you have not yet seen The Lighthouse, you have to watch that one, because it is by far one of the most unique movies out there. But I'm just excited that this director is doing this one, tackling a Viking era movie, which when it comes down to kind of like mythology stories, for some reason, Norse mythology, just the whole Viking era, I love that stuff. I'm just like that kid from Futurama. I'm all like, take my money. But anyways, I'm just really hoping that they will do this movie right.
Number 4.
At number 4 is Jurassic World Dominion. Now, without a doubt, I think the number 2 one in this whole Jurassic World series it's not the best, but you know what? I really enjoyed the very first one in this new series, and I really like Chris Pratt, and Bryce Dallas Howard is fantastic in these movies. But I'm just really hoping that they are gonna listen to what we all said about the last one that came out. It was not the greatest. I would consider that one to be the worst in the entire Jurassic Park franchise. So I'm really hoping that they're gonna go like, okay, that worked and this didn't, so we're gonna do this. But either way, I'm just really excited to see this movie, just because that it put me at ease with the very first 5 minutes of this movie, because at first I'm going like, oh, okay, they're going way far back. They're showing us exactly what they're gonna do with all the digital visual effects of these dinosaurs, and it looks beautiful. Like, this is a dinosaur movie that I'm really hoping that will be like the best. I mean, it's going to be very hard to top the first 2 Jurassic Park movies, but I'm just really hoping that they're going to do this one right.
Number 3.
At number 3 is Thor: Love and Thunder. And this movie, I'm just very excited for this movie because I really like the actor Chris Hemsworth. I really like the actress Natalie Portman. And I like Jeff Goldblum. There's just a lot of A-rank actors in this movie, and I absolutely love Thor Ragnarok, and I'm pretty sure that this one's going to be just as good as Ragnarok. I mean, for specifically that it's being directed by the same guy, Taika Waititi. So I'm just really hoping that the visuals will be great, a good story, good characters, and I'm pretty sure this will be a nice addition to the MCU as a whole, because it feels like that this one is going to be kind of like a secondary Avengers type movie where a lot of people and a lot of characters is gonna like come together and take on Christian Bale's Gore the God Butcher, because like Gore the God Butcher, he is no joke. It's in his title, Gore the God Killer, and he has a sword that actually kills Celestials. So just the fact that we're getting Christian Bale to play this character makes me more excited.
Number 2.
So at number 2 is Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Now the reason why that I put this one at number 2 is just because that I grew up my whole life watching and reading comic books of Spider-Man, and the fact is that the most recent Spider-Man movie, I placed that one in my number 2 favorite movie of 2021, just right underneath Zack Snyder's Justice League. But I don't know why, but I'm just excited for this one just for the sole reason that it's kind of like this whole lead up from Spider-Man No Way Home. And you also got like this big massive trailer that is going to have Scarlet Witch, Mordo, also Doctor Strange, and it looks like we're gonna get the what if evil Doctor Strange in this movie, which I am so excited to see that. So like there's a lot of things that we don't know about this movie, but there is a lot of speculation going out that we might see Tom Cruise as Iron Man, Emily Blunt as Black Widow, Chris Evans as the Human Torch. Like there's a lot of speculation on like a lot of big time actors, that only because that this is the multiverse of madness. Like they're gonna tackle the whole multiverse, and this is gonna be like the big epic scale movie that is gonna like open up the door for more opportunities in the MCU. So I'm just really hoping that this movie does it well, and hopefully it will be one smash of a movie.
Number 1.
Batman. That's right. The Batman with Robert Pattinson. This is my number 1 most anticipated movie of 2022, and it's just coming out just 4 days before my wife's birthday. So I'm clearly gonna take my wife to go see this movie with me, and I'm just really hoping that this movie is gonna live up to the hype, because after seeing some of the stuff that Robert Pattinson has done in recent years when it comes down to his acting skills, because like a lot of us, especially in the early stage of when they came out with this movie, well, announcing that this was a movie, that a lot of us were all like, ugh, Robert Pattinson as Batman? But then I remember that he has done other stuff after Twilight, and he's definitely gotten better as an actor, because I've seen him in The Lighthouse, and that was one of his best acting, just his best acting I've ever seen him do. And this movie just looks so gritty. It just looks like it's just gonna like showcase kind of like this Seven feel to it. It's gonna feel like it's kind of like this detective serial killer mystery thriller. That's what it feels like that this movie's gonna be. So I'm just really hoping that they're gonna deliver on this movie. So that was my list for the anticipated movies of 2022. I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and yeah, I just want to say being autistic, it's not a disability, it's a privilege. And also, just keep on drinking coffee, and I will see you guys next time.